Every time I post a guitar collection video or a picture of my guitar collection, the number one question I get asked is, what is my favorite guitar? I've never actually done a video on what the answer to that is until now. So I am extremely fortunate with this channel, with this career. I have been able to accrue a ridiculously large guitar collection that I still can't really believe I have. Every time I look around my room, I am truly honored, and thank you all for watching. It's the only reason this exists. But answering the question of what my favorite guitar is always very difficult because there are so many that I love, which is the reason I have so many. There's a ton that I absolutely would never get rid of because they are keepers. But in this video, I want to narrow it down. So I'm going to do my favorite 6-string, 7-string, 8-string, baritone, and then my favorite overall guitar. We're going to start with 8 strings though, because if you're watching my channel, that's probably the thing you care about the most. So let's get to it. So right off the bat, I gotta start out by saying it. My favorite 8-string guitar is my Aristides 080S. If you're not familiar with this brand, they make guitars that have absolutely zero wood components. The fretboard is made out of Richlite, and the body is made out of their own proprietary material called Arium. This guitar is just as close to perfect as you can get, or at least from any guitar I've ever had. This is definitely it for me. So it's a fan fret build, meaning that the high string is 26.5 inches and the low string is 28 inches, so you get a little bit of extra note clarity. Most 8-string guitars are 27 inches, which is perfectly fine, but that 28 inches helps make this one stand out and sound just a tiny bit better. This is also a custom shop build, and as you can see, it has probably the most ridiculous finish in my entire collection. This is a yellow, purple, green, black swirl, which was done by Richard Fay Swirls. So Aristides built this guitar, then they shipped it to the UK to get it finished by him, shipped it back to them to get it fully finished and assembled. And this guitar is like literally just a work of art that happens to also play and sound absolutely phenomenal. The fretwork is perfect, the fit and finish is perfect, everything just feels and sounds so good about this guitar. Since this was a custom order, I chose to get it with a single Lundgren M8 pickup in the bridge with a kill switch right there, which you can barely see because of the swirl, which I think is really cool. I wouldn't play this guitar live because A, I'm scared of damaging it, and also B, it's actually really hard to see that kill switch, so much so that when I'm playing live, I don't think I would even find it. We have a hipshot bridge down there and hipshot locking tuners up top. Just such a phenomenal looking guitar. Has like a very slight Aristides logo on the 1st fret, and then my custom inlay on the 12th fret, which is AB for my initials. And even neon yellow, or not side dots, but top of fretboard dots. I'm forgetting what to call those. Inlays is the word. Lumen like glow in the dark side dots. And even the back of the guitar is finished in that same swirl, but we have a satin neck, which then goes back to gloss for the headstock. Yeah, this thing is just a work of art, man. Everything about this guitar is perfect, and this is by far my favorite 8-string in the collection. Okay, next up we're going to go all the way back down to 6 strings, just a good old 6-string guitar, and honestly I gotta say I think that has to go to my Jackson American Series soloist right here. This one was a big surprise to me because Jackson kind of just hit me up and asked if I wanted to try it out, and on paper I was like, I mean, it just seems like a pretty normal hardtail super strat. It didn't look like anything too crazy, but for some reason this guitar feels so damn good to play, and it sounds amazing. It just has the classic EMG 8185 layout, hipshot, hardtail bridge, volume tone, three-way pickup selector. Very, very simple guitar, but it just sounds so good, and the quality is amazing. I've had a lot of other Jacksons. They're pretty much always good, but this one in particular just stands far above the other ones. But yeah, this guitar was just a total surprise to me. I went into it having zero expectations and was completely blown away. And now when I play a 6-string guitar, this is the one I grab first because it just sounds so good and it's so reliable every time. Very, very simple, flat, army green finish. It just looks and sounds good, man. Everything about it is sick. No complaints. Okay, next up on 7 strings, we are going back to Aristides once again. This is the first ever Aristides build that I have. This has a lot of sentimental reasoning behind it. This was actually a wedding gift from a lot of my very close friends. They surprised me with this guitar. I had never owned anything from this brand before, but I was a huge fan. All my friends knew how badly I wanted one of these things, and they managed to keep it a surprise and under wraps for like a year, despite me annoying the hell out of the people at Aristides trying to buy one for myself, and they kept like dodging my questions and almost like not letting me buy a guitar from them. And I was like, what are they doing? What's the deal with this? And then one day I went over to Johnny's house, and it was just sitting there waiting for me, and I was absolutely blown away, completely surprised, did not see it coming at all. So there's a lot of sentimental reasons behind this. But with those aside, like I just explained for my 8-string, this guitar is pretty much just perfect as well. So they designed this one and spec'd it out for me, and like any good friends, they know what I like. We got Seymour Duncan, Pegasus, and Sentient pickups, hip shot, bridge, which as you can see by every guitar I've shown before, I like that a lot. 3-way pickup selector, volume knob only, which is also push-pull for a coil split. Again, have my custom inlay on the 12th fret, this time in Perloid, which looks really, really sick. And they even put a little joke on the back of the headstock there, which says string gauges, because that is the most common comment I get on this channel, is people asking what my string gauges are. So they immortalized that for me. Yeah, just an absolute beast of a guitar. The only thing that's a bit weird with this one I've noticed compared to any other Aristides I've had is the tuning stability is for some reason slightly worse. I don't know why, I've never been able to figure it out. The other two that I have never have that problem, but this one does seem to go out of tune a lot more. I don't know if that's just because it's an uneven amount of strings being a 7-string or what the deal with that is, but, and again, even though this one is a much simpler finish, it just looks and feels so good to play every time. A very, very close second though, however, I'm gonna give a shout out because it was hard to decide between these two, but the sentimental value got the better of me for this one, and that would be the Roof Guitars Schrodinger 7. This was a surprise build from the team over at Roof Guitars, so it has a giant Carcosa emblem on it there, plus our other emblems on the horns, all carbon fiber body, Lundgren M7 pickups, again that hip shot bridge that I keep mentioning, a kill switch, 3-way pickup selector, and a volume knob. Like I said, there is a slight edge going towards the Aristides 7-string, but this is a very, very close second. I think this guitar is absolutely sick, and it being another surprise build is just so crazy. It's just so funny to me that my two favorite 7-strings were both essentially surprises from friends or brands that I've worked with before. So just wanted to give them a special shout out too, because this guitar is also beautiful. Okay, and last but not least is my favorite baritone guitar I have. This one was also a hard one between two, but I think I gotta go with the G&L Rampage baritone. This is the one and only baritone G&L in existence. This is one of the last guitars this company ever made before unfortunately shutting their doors only a few months ago. This build all started with the Kaler bridge. So the fine people over at Kaler basically approached me asking if I wanted to do a video with them. This bridge is very, very outside of the realm of what I normally play, because normally I play hardtail bridges, as you just saw like 3 times. But yeah, Kaler basically convinced me to try out one of their bridges, and they were like, hey, as long as we have our bridge in it, we'll essentially make you whatever you want with GNL. I wasn't familiar with GNL at all because they mostly make, you know, traditional 6 strings, and I was like, is there any way you could make a baritone? And they said yes. So this is the one and only 28-inch baritone Rampage that probably will ever exist, and I'm super honored to have it. It has this really awesome crackle fade finish, which is going from purple to green. Kinda similar in the vein to my Swirl Aristides that I showed you earlier. We have a single pickup, which is the Seymour Duncan Pegasus pickup, routed right to a kill switch, again inspired by my Aristides build. This sounds so sick. I don't know what it is about this one in particular, but this is the most aggressive sounding Pegasus bridge pickup I've ever heard. So I don't know if they did some kind of different wiring, or maybe just because it's a 6-string version. I don't know what's going on there. We also have the Graphtec unlock nut, so it actually doesn't have any locking nut despite it being a not a floating bridge, but you know, a tremolo bar enabled bridge, whatever the proper term is for that. I'm blanking at the moment. And then we also have Graphtec ratio locking tuners with some custom buttons on them. I probably am going to replace these with just standard tuning buttons, honestly, because I don't necessarily love having to twist them like that, but I think they're just sitting in the case right over there. I just never bothered to switch them. But yeah, this guitar is absolutely sick. It's the only one that probably will ever exist, so it makes it extra special. And yeah, even the back of the neck, the finish on that looks so sick. They just did such a good job with this guitar. Once again, tuned to drop E, so it's in the same tuning as my 8-string guitars, just minus the 2 high strings, which I almost never use anyways. If I was to do a runner-up for my second favorite baritone 6-string, it would probably be this, which is the Illuminati Orion guitar. It is a clear body with a aluminum neck, which is absolutely insane. I did end up modding it, and it now has the Fishman Fluence matte Heavy pickups right there. Illuminati's own bridge, 3-way pickup selector, volume, tone. The battery is dead, but it does have neon green lights in it that normally turn on with that. I just forgot to replace the battery. This is a close runner-up. This guitar is really sick, but I do think I prefer the tone of the Rampage more, which is why I gave it to that one. But this one is like a showpiece, man. Like, this is never going anywhere. Anytime anybody comes over and sees this guitar, they're like, what is that? Okay, so that brings us to what my favorite guitar out of all of them is, and to no one's surprise, and kind of going back to the start of this video, it's this one. It's the Aristides 080S. So I kind of said everything I needed to say about this guitar during the 8-string segment, but this guitar is just perfect. It feels like playing a functional work of art. Not only is the finish beautiful, but every single time I play this guitar, I'm just so happy with how it sounds, how it plays, how it feels. Everything about it is perfect. The one and only thing that I would change about this guitar, if I could, is I would love to add a multi-scale Evertune bridge to it. At the time when I ordered this guitar, that didn't exist, which is the only reason I don't have it. That is the one and only thing that I think could make this guitar slightly better. It's definitely not necessary. I just personally love the Evertune bridge, and that is primarily why I like playing my yellow one when we go on tour. I don't have to check the tuning unless I change the strings. I literally just plug in and play every single night without even bothering to check the tuning. It's amazing. I love Evertune. But yeah, anyways, other than that, I would not change anything about this guitar. It is as close to perfect as I think I can get. Obviously, I custom ordered it, so all the decisions were mine, so I would hope I like it, and I do. The Lundgren pickup just sounds absolutely amazing. The slightly longer scale length helps that low string sound even better. Everything about this, man, it's just so good. Every single time I play this guitar, I'm like, God damn, I can't believe this is mine. And that is why it deserves to be #1 on my list, which, again, I'm sure is not surprising to most of you. Okay, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, a massive thank you for watching my channel at all. Like I said, the only reason I have almost any of these guitars in my collection is because you choose to watch my videos. I am truly blessed that I get to do this for a job. I try my best to never take it for granted, and yeah, every day I walk into this room and see all the amazing guitars I've collected over the years. It's just an honor, man, and I just want to say again a big thank you for watching my videos. I can't believe I've been able to do this for so long and full-time for almost 6 years at this point. It's crazy and feels really good to say that. So just wanted to give you a sincere thank you if you made it this far into the video. This video doesn't really apply, but I also do want to give a massive thank you to my Patreon members. Normally you can get audio downloads, stems, and a shout out on the screen like these lovely people here over at my Patreon page. Obviously this video is more of like a vlog type thing, so it doesn't really apply, but if that sounds interesting to you, go check that out. It's linked in the description below. That's all I have to say. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.